So here I am, a psychologist, going to speak to you about how to keep your attitudes focused and positive.
Dr. Singer was inspiring and motivating and gave me enough information and enough material and catchy, simple things.
My presentation is directed at tapping in to you and what gets to you in terms of your stress and your attitudes and how you can turn that around. Young lady, do you have any idea who I am? She says, wait a minute, sir, maybe I can help you. She gets on the loudspeaker and she says, attention, everyone in the vicinity of gate 27. We have a passenger here who has no idea who he is.
Oh, he was terrific. In a time where so many people want to concentrate on the negative, he brings the positive out from inside of you.
You're going to make a decision today, by the time you're done hearing me, as to which road you want to travel. And it really depends whether you're going to get stuck in the obstacles or whether you're going to keep your focus on the goal at the end of the road and get through or around those obstacles.
I had Jack speak at one of my Lunch and Learn Roadshow seminars, and he was so wonderful that everyone was just riveted. So I would definitely have him come back.
Take it or leave it. Okay, anyway. So the first prescription to keeping your attitudes positive is to take control of your internal critic. Conquering your internal critic, that little voice that's inside of your head that we all have, that about 96% of the time is speaking in negatives to you, like, don't try this, no, it's too risky, what if this happens? That little voice that we all have. Everybody in this room has that voice. Anyone with more than one voice, please see me right after this presentation. But everybody has that little voice inside of your head, talking to you in negatives. A psychologist who, of course, understands what each one of you is thinking at every moment. As I look across your cheery faces, I can read your minds. I know what most of you are thinking at this moment. He's so bald. Because that's the #1 prescription to prevent hardening of the attitudes, is to understand the pattern of thinking that you go through and learning how easy it is to recognize that pattern and actually change it. That brings us to the Bill story. Because I'm going to help you to become everything you ever wanted to be able to deal with whatever life hands you, whatever circumstances life hands you, in a rational way, without worrying about the negative forecasts you hear for the future. Because you see, events don't really cause problems in our lives. Events don't cause the way we feel. Events don't lead to stress and attitude problems. It's our interpretation of those events. And our interpretation is based on some habits we've developed in the way we look at things happening to us and what we say to ourselves about them. And once you understand what you're saying to yourself about those events, you will understand why you have the attitudes, the moods, and the emotions that you have.
Even though I'm on the phone, I thought Jack Singer was fabulous.
You never know when an opportunity is going to take place, and you have to get rid of that internal critic that continues to speak negatively to you.
He brought home his message through his laughter, and I think that was the most worthwhile session I've seen in a long time.
Oh, I thought he did a great job. It's very entertaining.
I thought it was great. It was really fun.
Very positive.
And very positive, yeah.
Yes. Make a new beginning.
I have fun in all of my seminars and all of my presentations, and I make sure all of the participants have fun. And that's the best way they can learn and take something home with them. You've got to keep your sights set on the big picture and forget about the little bumps that happen along the way. Happiness is really an inside job, isn't it? Go for it. Stretch yourself beyond your limits. Now, just now, when I said, we have a passenger here who has no idea who he is, it took 4/10 of a second for most of you to get that joke. 4/10 of a second between the time your subconscious mind heard the words and it translated into something you didn't expect and something that was humorous. And in that 4/10 of a second, a wave of negatively charged ions flowed over your cerebral cortex. Now, this sounds like a lot of highfalutin mumbo-jumbo, so let's boil it down to what it really means. You just jacked up your immune system. We know that every time a person laughs, they jack up their immune system. And part of what I'm going to talk to you about today is more about bringing fun into your life and laughing more. Jacking up your immune system. If you catch yourself saying what if, change it immediately to the two best words put together in the English language, so what? If you're sitting in an emergency row and you cannot read these instructions, notify the attendant immediately. My purpose is to help everybody maximize their self-confidence by teaching them how to recognize when their thoughts are getting in the way and how to change those thoughts instantly. You have the choice to do whatever you want to do with your life. And it's time to start believing in yourself. Risk has its rewards in life. You see, the subconscious mind is like a beautiful garden that should have roses planted in it, but instead, well-meaning but misinformed parents, teachers, and authority figures have planted weeds in the garden of our subconscious. This is not specifically only for business, but this is for life. I want to make a difference in people's lives, and their lives are all-encompassing. And I want to excite them and leave them with a feeling of excitement because they know that now they can do something that perhaps they never thought they could do before. What do you think? You get 2 prizes for free around here? Humor's all around. Look at all of these spouses looking at their husbands. You what?
Well, I loved it, and I'm very glad we had him here.
I think he's a dynamic speaker. I enjoyed the event immensely. I think he's hilarious, and I think if you apply the advice, it's very practical, so I plan to do so.
I thought Jack was uniquely good because he talked about, at all times, financial professionals and even football professionals talked about the imposter inside them, and it was freeing for me to hear that that's okay, that I'm not unique, and of course that it's a bunch of bull, that we can be whoever we are by changing our thinking. And I'd like to thank Jack for that, and I will remember this for a while.
Yeah, Jack is fantastic. For anyone that wants to learn the power of positive thinking and not only improve their practice but their entire attitude and way of life, I highly recommend listening to Jack, talking to him, getting his material, maybe reading his book. The guy is unbelievable, and he does change lives.
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, Jack did a great job of being able to take some difficult principles and put them into some fun, easy to understand, easy to understand material that I think benefited the entire audience. I know I'm going to walk away from this speech with a greater sense of being positive.
The main message is the power of positive thinking. Also having humor in your life, surrounding yourself with positive people, and you know, I've heard him before, and we've put some of his recommendations into practice, you know, within our own firm, and they work. And just knowing that you can do it and having positive thinking and getting rid of those negative thoughts in yourself just takes away all those walls and barriers to personal achievement, and you will succeed. Dr. Jack is hilarious. Yeah, if you get a chance to listen to him, you'll thoroughly enjoy it. He makes you laugh, he makes the audience laugh, and in turn it just resonates. His whole message, you know, helps you appreciate just how important his message is and how effective it is.